morning will also deliver his keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, Punjab, as you know, is a land of enterprise, of hard-working people with a track record of touching the pinnacle of success. Punjab is a state synonymous with bonhomie, generosity, and most of all, an unending, enterprising spirit. Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery, and growth. Investors reassured. So let's begin this virtual plenary with words of welcome by a young and dynamic leader who's very open to new ideas. He's recently taken over as Minister for Industries and Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, Sardar Gurkirat Singh.
Honorable Chief Minister Sir Charanjeet Singh Channi ji, Finance Minister Sardar Manpreet Singh Badal ji, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and privilege for me to welcome you all on the behalf of the Government of Punjab to the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2021 on the theme Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery and growth, investors reassured. I welcome His Excellency Ambassador Satoshi Suzuki of Japan, senior representatives of Government of India, and above all, the very distinguished business delegates from India and abroad who have spared their valuable time to join us on this special occasion. I also welcome today's very eminent speakers from India and abroad, representing a variety of Punjab's industrial strengths, agri and food processing, textile, education, pharmaceuticals, petrochemicals and chemicals, who have come to share their knowledge and experience with us to help us deliberate upon our roadmap for industrial growth in Punjab that is grounded in the concrete realities of national and international value chains and trends of industrialization. Sir, I thank you all for joining us for the virtual plenary session, and we look forward to hearing your views today. A special welcome to our Honorable Chief Minister, who has taken a personal interest to interact with the industry in the run-up to the summit. You are all aware that Punjab is one of the most important pillars of the country across our national strategic goals, ranging from security to food to security of our borders. Since the beginning, Punjab has made a remarkable contribution to the national and international community by championing the qualities of entrepreneurship, innovation, and progress through its people. Entrepreneurs from Punjab are an important part of the economies of various countries such as UK, Canada, USA, Australia, etc. Now Punjab is fast emerging as a powerhouse for industries. The state is a leader across sectors such as food processing, textile, sports goods, auto, and pharmaceuticals. Its moniker of being the granary of India, woolen knitwear hub of India, or the bicycle hub of India are countless and well known. Being home to marquee brands such as Nestle, Coca-Cola, SML, Isuzu, Mahindra, Swaraj, etc. for numerous years have provided us with a good base on which we have built further. You are all aware that in recent times, the state has received new investments of more than 99,000 crore across various sectors. Further, Punjab-based firms have also continued their tradition of excellence. Market leaders such as Vardhman, Sonalika, Hero Cycles, Nahar Group, IOL Chemicals, Trident Group, amongst others, have grown by leaps and bounds through forging new market linkages across the world and inking new technology and investment partnerships. As a state's industry and commerce minister, I am fully conscious of the expectations of the business and industry and the responsibility placed on my shoulders. We are fully aware that industrialization holds the key for fostering social inclusive growth, economic growth, creating employment, and ushering in prosperity for the state. This summit is an opportunity for us to continue our traditions of regular and constant interaction with our investors. Through this summit, we wish to apprise you all of the work we have undertaken to make Punjab an investment destination, and also understand your thoughts on how the state can harness the unlimited opportunities present across sectors. Our purpose is to welcome you all to Punjab and to link you with industries within the state for mutual growth. With your active participation, continued support, and contribution, I am certain that the strong entrepreneurial spirit of Punjab can be harnessed for economic success of the state and its people. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sardar Gurki. And now context setting by someone who was the CEO of Invest Punjab and created it from scratch. He knows industry and investment promotion like the back of his hand and has been a true and loyal friend of industry since long. Please welcome Shri Anirudh Tiwari, Chief Secretary, Punjab.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Government of Punjab, I welcome the Chief Minister of Punjab, Honourable Ministers, Ambassadors, senior officials from Government of India, and industry stalwarts who have raised us here for this fourth edition of Progressive Punjab Investors Summit. This summit builds on the momentum of the Progressive Punjab campaign, which celebrates the spirit of Punjabi enterprise, openness, hard work, and welcoming warmth for one and all. The theme of this year's summit is Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery and growth, investors reassured. I think this was time when the state renewed its commitment to the industry and promised a partnership which is based on mutual growth for all of us. Through this summit, we celebrate a partnership industry that has delivered significant growth for Punjab. Punjab has indeed come a long way from being an agriculture-based economy to an industrial powerhouse, and industry has been a key partner in this entire journey. Today, Punjab, because of you all, enjoys a leadership position in several sectors. We are known as the agriculture machinery hub of the country, and apart from other agriculture machinery, we are the leaders in tractor production. Punjab is one of the largest tractor manufacturing states in India, and we hold 29% share in tractor production in the entire country. The state also ranks second in terms of tractor exports from India, which is about 22%. We have our brands, which the Honourable Minister also mentioned, our homegrown brands of Sonalika, Preet, Swaraj, and in agriculture machinery, we do have global giants, John Deere and Claas as well. In bicycles, more than 75% of bicycles in India and 92% bicycle parts are produced in Punjab. And the state ranks #1 in export of bicycles in India. Ludhiana, as we all know, is the bicycle hub of India with the single largest bicycle manufacturing unit of Hero Cycles. In agri and food processing, which is our natural strength, the state is a leader in production of several agricultural commodities and home to many majors such as ITC, HUL, Nestle, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Cargill. In textiles, we are the hosiery capital of India, accounting for 65% of India's production of hosiery. We have some major homegrown brands, Trident, Duke, Nahar, Shingora, which are exporting to major global stores like Target, Walmart, Marks and Spencer's, Reebok, and Nike. The good thing is that they are not only exporting for them as their brands, but are also exporting their own products under their own private labels. In light engineering, Punjab accounts for a share of 25% of secondary steel market in the country. We are also leaders in machine and hand tools, precision tools, and the state accounts for 85% of India's sewing machine production. We are also the sports hub of India. Jalandhar is one of the largest hubs for sports goods manufacturing, and you'll all be happy to know that products from Punjab are used in major global events such as hockey at 2020 Olympics, World Cup Rugby 2019, and Soccer World Cup 2014 as well. But the strength of the state is through its 3 lakh MSMEs who are very competitive and are deeply embedded into the global value chain. Many global MNCs have made Punjab their home. Punjab exports its produce to over about 100 plus countries across diverse sectors. This leadership in diverse sectors is what makes our growth story truly transformational. The industry is at the core of this growth. The government, of course, has always played the role of a facilitator and made significant efforts to provide a conducive and helpful business environment in the state. We have always built in collaborative partnership, and we believe that this inclusive growth and balanced regional development of the state is most critical for the state's economy to prosper. The good part is that we have always involved the industry and carried out stakeholder discussions before any decisions are taken. The Industrial and Business Development Policy 2017 was laid out in consultation with all stakeholders, and this policy, as you all know, has a slew of incentives to attract investments in the state and is one of the best and the most attractive incentive-based policy in the entire country. Our notable incentives include 100% net GST reimbursement, both on inter and intrastate sales, liberal employment subsidies, up to rupees 48,000 irrespective of domiciles, among many others. As I mentioned, we believe in collaborative decision making, and industry has always been providing us with feedback, and we have had a continuous dialogue with major industry associations such as the CII, PhD Chamber, and they are all part of the state level committees and district level committees that grant approvals and sanctions for fiscal incentives as well. This is our mechanism to ensure that we receive a continuous feedback from the industry so that we can continuously improve upon our working. The government continuously engages the industry to identify and resolve challenges and issues that hinder industrial growth in the state. And as part of the reform process that we have introduced to make Punjab the best state in terms of ease of doing business. The flagship Punjab Innovation Mission, which is a 150 crores initiative, is private-led, government-backed initiative to promote startups in Punjab. Mr. Pramod Bhasin actually leads this mission. The Industrial and Business Development Policy was complemented with a slew of unprecedented initiatives to ease the regulatory burden in the state. Many forward-looking provisions, having statutory backing and being the first of their kind in the country, have been adopted. We believe that reforms are an anchor, and innovation in governance by the state is really the key for all the initiatives that we have been taking till now. Till now, over 2,000 plus reforms have been undertaken by the state in the last few years. And some of these include the central inspection system, which allows only computerized risk-based selection of establishments and random selection of inspectors. It is mandatory for these inspectors to upload their inspection report online within 48 hours. This brings in a huge transparency into the entire regulatory regime. Through the Punjab Bureau of Investment Promotion Amendment Act 2021, automatic deemed approvals have been allowed, and now all approvals are deemed to be approved. Approvals are deemed to be approved post expiry of stipulated service delivery time. As on date, 533 approvals have been granted under this route. Through the Punjab Goods Carriages Regulation and Prevention of Cartelization Rules 2017, the state has abolished the truck unions to ensure free and fair movement of goods in the state. Through the Rights to Business Act 2019, MSMEs can immediately start their business by provisions of self-certification. E-auction for online and transparent land allotment has been introduced, and we have laid great emphasis on governance and brought in several provisions to ensure that the role of government is limited only to facilitation. The Punjab Anti-Red Tape Act, a first of its kind reform in India, aims to reduce compliance burden for businesses and citizens by a minimum of 50%. All the services shall be made online. Around 1,608 compliances have till date been simplified, reduced, or eliminated. Punjab has also become the first state to freeze a defined list of NOCs required by industry for setting up an enterprise, and no department, I repeat, no department can actually ask for any other NOC without the approval from the Council of Ministers. This was a long pending demand of the industry to set up a state groundwater authority, and we have already set it up to facilitate easy approvals for industry users. And in the long run, we believe that this would assist in long-term planning and ensuring sustainable management of groundwater in the state. The Invest Punjab Business First portal provides all regulatory approvals without any physical touch points with any department officials. More than 120 services and 36 fiscal incentives of 16 state departments and two central agencies are being delivered in an online manner on anytime, anywhere basis without any physical touch point. Invest Punjab is also the nodal investment promotion agency of the state that serves as a single point of contact for any investor. I can see here a lot of you who have actually had their experiences, their wonderful experience with Invest Punjab, and I am sure that you'll be able to vouch for the efficiency and effectiveness of this agency. Officers from 23 departments are available under one roof, and the CEO is vested with the power to grant state-level clearances in the state. Invest Punjab has actually been ranked as the top performer investment promotion agency in the country by the Government of India. We are also now setting up the District Bureau of Industry and Investment Promotion at all districts for investor facilitation at district levels. In phase 1, these bureaus would be set up in 6 districts in Amritsar, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Mohali, Patiala, and Bathinda. We are also developing state-of-the-art mega industrial parks to cater to needs of industry with large land requirements. These mega parks, each over 1,000 acres, are being set up in Ludhiana, Patiala, and Bathinda, and will provide ready plug-and-play facilities for the industry. The total land bank in the state is now over 6,000 acres. We have developed a very efficient logistics network and are ranked second in India on the Ease of Logistics Index by Government of India. We are one of the few states that are connected with both the eastern and western dedicated freight corridors. The state offers an excellent quality of life to the investors, and we have been ranked first in school education in the Government of India's Performance Grading Index 2019-20. Almost all institutes of national importance as IIT, IIM, and our host institution today, ISB, AIMS, are all present in the state. IIT Ropar is the second highest ranked Indian university in the Times Higher Education World University Rankings 2020. Private universities that are playing a fantastic role in delivering world-class education in India, in Punjab, are also being welcomed. Today, we are also ranked 5th in the Niti Aayog's Health Index. We are a state which has the lowest share of cognizable crime amongst major industrialized states in India. We are also ranked 1st in safety and legal environment by Niti Aayog and 4th in India's Justice Report by the Tata Trusts. Incidentally, I must also highlight here that the state has not seen a major labor strike anywhere, in any industry in the last 3 decades. We are one of the most peaceful industrial labor states. I would like to now reassure the investors that our Chief Minister, Shri Charanjeet Channi, has a great vision for the industrial growth in Punjab, with the entrepreneurial spirit of industry and supportive policies of the government.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's an audio-visual interlude. This state presentation covers so many splendid dimensions of the industrial ecosystem of Punjab, and also acquaints us with the systematic, technological, and institutional reforms taken by the state government recently. So now, let's view the state presentation.
Punjab, the land of 5 rivers, where nature and faith meet. A land blessed by the Gurus. A state with its composite culture and unique Punjabiyat. A state known for its forts and palaces, for its verdant water bodies and its place of worship. And above all, the Golden Temple. A place where tradition and modernity seamlessly fuse into each other. The state's brave and industrious people guarding India's frontiers, as well as giving India the Green Revolution and contributing in creating a vibrant industrial and business environment in the country. Truly, India begins here. Punjab has scripted an incredulous industrial growth story in the last 4.5 years. The state has secured on-the-ground investment of more than 99,000 crore rupees in over 3,300 project proposals during the last 4.5 years. This has resulted in creating potential employment opportunities for 3 lakh plus youth. Punjab's investment story witnessed a major boost in 2017. Since then, the Punjab government has undertaken many new initiatives to create a robust industrial ecosystem in the state. The current government has worked extensively to improve the business climate in Punjab by bringing in institutional, systematic and technological reforms. These include reforms such as attractive incentives extended under Punjab Industrial and Business Development Policy 2017. Development of new industrial infrastructure and extension of Invest Punjab model at district level for MSME units. In addition, reforms range from introduction of an end-to-end online Invest Punjab Business First portal that provides 120 plus time-bound regulatory clearances and services from 16 departments to the recent implementation of deemed approvals, wherein automatic approvals will be generated and granted online through Business First portal in case of lapse of stipulated time period by the authority. Additionally, the state provides for trailblazing ease of doing business reforms such as auto-renewal of consents based on self-certifications, decriminalization by establishment of a powerful oversight committee, grant of in-principle approvals to new MSMEs based solely on self-certifications under the Punjab Right to Business Act 2020 and others. Recently, in a landmark move to reduce compliance burden on businesses and citizens, Punjab government has also notified the Punjab Anti-Red Tape Act 2021, under which all departments have to reduce compliance burden by at least 50%, and all G2B and G2C services will be online. The state has reduced over 1,600 compliances already. This has resulted in investments in coveted projects such as Varun Beverages, Amity University, International Tractors, Coca-Cola through Ludhiana Beverages, Hero E-Cycles, Swaraj Mahindra, Hindustan Unilever, PepsiCo, Verbio from Germany, Air Liquid, and the recent ones Aditya Birla Group and JK Papers. The feather in the cap is that many of these projects have come from foreign investors and MNCs from countries including USA, UAE, Spain, Germany, France, Japan, Singapore, UK, Italy, South Korea, New Zealand, Netherlands, and Denmark.
Our experience in executing this project has been extremely positive. We have received tremendous support from the Punjab Bureau of Investment. All approvals have happened in a time-bound fashion. In fact, it is commendable that the approach of the Bureau has been one of finding a solution to any problem that comes in the way. And it is this collaboration that has enabled this project to be executed in a short span of time.
Punjab's industrial success. Punjab is fast emerging as the preferred investment destination owing to connectivity advantage. The state has 2 international airports and 4 domestic airports. The state ranks second in ease of logistics in India. Development of new industrial infrastructure, availability of attractive incentives and skilled force, along with a track record of peaceful labor relations, act as an icing on the cake.
I assure all investors that we will continue to have a stable policy regime and hassle-free environment in the state. I invite all investors to come to Punjab.
Invest Punjab and Government of Punjab are geared towards continuing initiatives that will help the state position itself as the preferred investment destination in India. The state truly considers industry as equal partners in growth. Let's explore the state and its potential. All are welcome.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we're extremely thankful and privileged to now be joined by some of our investors and distinguished guests, each of them highly accomplished and renowned. So let's welcome them one by one as they link up with us for the virtual plenary. We're now joined by Shri Harshpati Singhania, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, JK Paper Limited. A very warm welcome to you, sir. The JK Group has planned to set up in Punjab. They have already bought land in high-tech Valley, Ludhiana, where they will be setting up a plant for manufacturing paper-based packing material. Mr. Singhania is currently a member of the Executive Board of the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, Paris, which is the apex body for all chambers of commerce globally. Mr. Singhania, a very warm welcome. It's now over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Shri Charanjeet Singh Channi, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal, Finance Minister, Shri Gurkirat Singh Kotli, Industry and Commerce Minister, Shri Anirudh Tiwari, Shri Tejveer Singh, Senior Government Functionaries, distinguished colleagues and friends from business and industry, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to everybody, and it's a pleasure to be with everybody today. I am deeply honored and delighted to be with you on the important occasion of the 4th edition of the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit. The initiatives taken by the state for making the state investor-friendly and other development efforts, which we just heard through the various presentations, are indeed very impressive. The diversity and uniqueness of Punjab is evident in the traditions, value, and history. While it's known as the land of saints and gurus, it is also identified as the land of warriors and freedom fighters who contributed immensely to the country's freedom movement. The people of Punjab are known for their strong determination, their compassion, and their high-spiritedness is hard to miss. A guest in Punjab is considered as a representative of God and is well looked after. Despite forming a small percentage of India's population and accounting for only 1.5% of the total land area, it produces a significant amount of the country's food reserves and is rightly known as the granary of India. Punjab has been considered to be the seat of the Green Revolution in the country and has singularly contributed to making India self-sufficient in food by ringing in a quantum jump in food production and productivity. Despite being agrarian, small and medium industries occupy a large place besides some large enterprises. A prominent feature of the state's industrial landscape is its numerous industrial units spread across engineering, auto parts, machine tools, textiles, sports goods, etc. But in a bid for further development, and to usher in widespread prosperity across the state, the government currently has been keen to generate a higher and sustained contribution from the industrial sector in partnership with business. In this context, the new industrial and business development policy has been a major impetus, which has identified 8 core strategic pillars for the growth and promotion of industries, of which ease of doing business and stakeholder engagement feature prominently. The establishment of Business First Portal has been a pioneering initiative with a focus on time-bound approvals, mostly through digital mode, thereby easing compliance burden on investors. Invest Punjab, with its corporate way of working, is one of the most customer-centric, proactive, and efficient investment promotion agencies our group has ever come across. I must compliment you, Chief Minister, and the Government of Punjab for the efforts it has taken towards creating this world-class infrastructure and improving air and road connectivity, as well as driving in transparency in the government. With the availability of plug-and-play infrastructure in the form of more than 45 industrial parks and attractive fiscal incentives, it has now emerged as a preferred destination for all of us. The title of the summit, Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery, and growth, investors reassured, is apt as it marks the entry of our JK organization's maiden entry in manufacturing in the state of Punjab. The state's industrial ecosystem, its proximity to the northern markets, forward-looking industrial policies, and conducive business environment are highly assuring and were instrumental in driving our investment decision. Our 125-year-old JK organization has been built on the philosophy of Make in India, Chief Minister, by using Indian labor, capital, and management. It is a story of Indian manufacturing built with contemporary technology and has strong quality assurance, giving best value to the consumer. This is reflected in our JK logo that symbolizes the values of dignity of labor, technology, and trust. We are an over $4 billion diversified business group with businesses spread across paper, tires, cement, auto components, engineering, and agri-businesses like seeds and dairy. We have pioneered manufacturing of several products for the first time in the country over decades, leading to self-reliance. We were the first in India to produce aluminium virgin metal from Indian bauxite in the 1940s. The first map litho paper was introduced by us in the 1960s, and later we became the first to brand and mass market photocopying paper. We pioneered the production of steel-belted radial tires in India in the 1970s. More recently, we've been the first to design, develop, and manufacture and supply complete transmission system to electric two-wheelers. Our operations are pan-India with an export footprint of more than 100 countries. The vision of our group has been built upon the motto of giving back to society. We run several schools and education institutions across the country, have established the JK Lakshmipathy University in Jaipur, Rajasthan, besides adopting 7 ITIs under the public-private partnership model. In the medical area, we run a multi-specialty hospital, PSRI, in New Delhi, besides running regular comprehensive health camps in rural areas. A major focus of our CSR is to provide livelihood opportunities, particularly to women, in an effort to empower them. Our manufacturing plants are located in the backward areas of India, generating employment opportunities and income to more than 40,000 people directly and an estimated 25 lakh indirectly. Honorable Chief Minister, it's a privilege and honor for JK Paper, which is part of the JK organization, to be setting up a state-of-the-art corrugated packaging unit at High Tech Valley, Ludhiana. This will be the biggest and technologically most advanced corrugated packaging unit in the state. This also marks our entry into the corrugated packaging sector, a new area for our business. The planned facility in Punjab will use recycled paper as raw material to make corrugated packaging boxes, which can be subsequently reused, thereby driving usage of eco-friendly packaging. This will also give impetus to waste paper collection and processing system in the state and drive employment generation. The facility, with its advanced machinery and skilled staff, will spur packaging innovation in making boxes lighter and replacing less environment-friendly packaging. All this will support the state's push towards sustainability and a circular economy. I express my gratitude to the state government for the seamless facilitation and partnership thus far in our project. And we look forward to commencing commercial production in the next 12 months. Sir, our experience so far has been very positive and very easy, with all our problems being resolved expeditiously. And I assure you, Chief Minister, that our organization will be a reliable partner to the people and the government of Punjab. My best wishes to everybody on an engaging and successful Progressive Punjab Investors Summit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, for being with us today. Shri Dilip Shankvi is the doyen of the pharmaceutical industry, and he has been awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. Son farmer already have a plant in Punjab in district Mohali. We look forward to him sharing his experience of investing in Punjab. It gives us great pleasure in welcoming Shri Dilip Shankvi, founder and MD, Sun Pharmaceuticals Industries Limited.
Respected Chief Minister and respected Finance Minister, officers of the Punjab government and Invest India. It's a great privilege for me to be here sharing our experience of working in Punjab and benefiting from excellent work environment which is there. Sun Pharma, for your information, sir, we are the largest pharmaceutical company in India and fourth largest generic company worldwide. We've been invested in Punjab now for significant period of time, and our overall investment has been in excess of 1,200 crore rupees. But we got these facilities as a result of merger of Ranbaxy with Sun Pharma. And after we took over the Ranbaxy facilities, we've invested almost 40% extra, and that has led to significant additional turnover. And our turnover out of Punjab has gone up almost by 50% in last 3 years. We have two facilities, one in Tonsa and the other is in Mohali. We have more than 2,500 workers working with us in both these facilities. And I want to share with you and also with the other future investors our positive experience of working from Punjab. Punjab is, as a state capital, is very well connected by air to all the international as well as national capitals. We have excellent road infrastructure, and state is a surplus in electricity, and our experience of working in Punjab has been that all our applications as well as approvals come through without any kind of intervention. State has multiple attractive and interesting investment schemes, and I am sure that not only the work environment, availability of the qualified manpower, excellent infrastructure and educational facilities for children, as well as the positive attitude of the government and facilitation by the officers, we should be able to attract large number of new investments which are coming to India. We will continue to invest and expand our facilities in Punjab, and we'll look forward to working with the government in strengthening our relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's now time to welcome our next guest, Shri Atul Chauhan, Chancellor, Amity University. Amity have established a new university in Punjab in IT city, Mohali. Admissions are currently underway and the sessions shall commence shortly. Shri Atul Chauhan.
Thank you so much, Shri Charanjeet Singh Channi ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Manpreet Singh Badal ji, Honorable Finance Minister of Punjab, Shri Gurpreet Singh Kotli ji, Honorable Industry Minister and Commerce Minister of Punjab, Anirudh Tiwari ji, Chief Secretary, Shri Tejveer Singh ji, all eminent dignitaries and industry leaders. It is truly a matter of great pride for me to be part of the Progressive Punjab Investor Summit 2021. I would like to congratulate the government of Punjab for hosting the 4th edition of this summit with the theme Progressive Punjab, a story of partnership, delivery, and growth, investors reassured. A title which is very apt, for we as Amity in the last 2-3 years of our investment journey in Punjab have witnessed this attitude of partnership and supporting investors firsthand. Honorable Chief Minister ji, I am representing the Amity Foundation, which is a not-for-profit foundation of our family established over 25 years ago by Dr. Ashok Chauhan ji to provide world-class education, not only to young people in the country, but around the world. In the last 25 years, we have established over 12 universities and 50 campuses across India. We are in 15 countries with at the moment 175,000 students studying and over 200,000 alumni settled all across the world. We have a great focus on innovation, on research, and providing world-class education to young people. And we have always seen throughout our journey that the youth of Punjab is very intelligent, very motivated, highly proactive. And it has always been the vision of Dr. Chauhan that we establish our world-class institutions within your state. And I'm very happy to report that 3 years ago, we were allotted a 3-acre plot of land for a school in Mohali. And in April 2019, we were allotted 40 acres of land for establishing the Amity University in the IT city in Mohali. And sir, within the last 3 years, our foundation has invested over 500 crores in Mohali and Punjab. And after seeing the tremendous cooperation that we have, the motivation by the government, by the bureaucracy, we have further committed to spend over 300 crores in the next 2-3 years within the state. And I am sure within the next 5 years, we will have spent over 1,000 crores to establish education institutions, not only just in Mohali, but across Punjab. We have established institutions across India and the world, but I would like to put on record the amount of cooperation we have got by the officials in Punjab, and especially in West Punjab, under the leadership of Anirudh Tiwari ji and the CEO, Mr. Rajat Agarwal, has been phenomenal. With the one window policy, with so much empowerment, the speed at which approvals have been given, the motivation that has been given, gives investors like us, foundations like us, the impetus and the commitment to invest more and more. And to all the investors potentially who are online today, we always tell, whenever I travel in India and across the world, I always say that if you want to invest in India, Punjab is one of the states that you should really look at. Especially Honorable Chief Minister Ji, I would like to say our land was allotted in April 2019. We know the pandemic struck and the various waves, but with the commitment and selfless motivation that everyone has worked to give permissions has enabled us, even during this pandemic, to construct a world-class university campus for the students of the state of Punjab. And we will be starting the academic session, I am so proud to say, despite all the difficulties, but with the cooperation of the government this year itself. Honorable Chief Minister Ji, I would like to give the commitment of the Amity Foundation that we will always be with the state of Punjab to educate the brilliant students of your state and to provide the manpower to grow in the state itself. Our commitment is there with you, sir.
Dr. Atul Chauhan, thank you very much. Our next guest speaker is one of the most visible and renowned faces in the international investment promotion world. He heads Invest India, which is the world's most awarded investment promotion agency. This has been made possible due to his dynamic leadership. Let's welcome Shri Deepak Bagla, MD and CEO of Invest India.
Thank you, ma'am. Morning, Mr. Chief Minister. Thank you very much for getting us together. The Honorable Minister for Finance, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal, the Minister for Industries and Commerce, Mr. Gurkirat Singh Kohli, and Mr. Kotli, and Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, the Chief Secretary of Punjab, and the entire team. Mr. Chief Minister, it's truly a pleasure to be here. You've heard from everyone how good your team is. Let me just stand by and tell you, it is one of the best teams you have in the country. Invest Punjab is one of the top state investment promotion agencies we've dealt with. And in fact, some of the practices which there are there, including the team, are those which we have taken across the country to share with other investment promotion agencies and to work with them to be able to come up. You have created a gold standard. It's exceptional. And you see the result of this is actually right out there in actual numbers. Let me share with you what we at Invest India are seeing for Punjab. My team, we have a dedicated team for your state, Mr. Chief Minister. This team has worked on 287 business proposals for Punjab. But I'll tell you two interesting things about this 287. They are across 31 sectors. That shows the broad basing of the opportunity space which today Punjab offers. Let me quickly take you down through that. Textiles, construction, food processing, healthcare, energy, chemicals, consumer goods, defense. It's a new sector coming up, Mr. Chief Minister, which we're seeing. IT, metals, mining, education, we just heard Atul, and you're seeing that happen. Pharmaceuticals, food processing, one of your biggest sectors. Auto components, electrical vehicles, electronics, oil and gas, tourism, automobiles, biotechnology, logistics, animal husbandry, banking and finance, capital goods, medical devices, another big sector, Mr. Chief Minister. We're seeing a lot of interest from that coming to your state. Retail, e-commerce, waste management, and there's some very interesting examples of waste management, which you have executed there. Leather, media, roads and highways, infrastructure. But what I'm now seeing taking forward in a big manner is research and development centers. And we are looking at a lot of innovation and startups. I think this is going to be really big as you take on a new world as we move beyond COVID. But let me tell you the other interesting thing, Mr. Chief Minister, of these 287. They have come from 11 countries. 11 countries of the world trust you and your team with their money today. And they trust you with the future of the way you are leading your state. Let me give you the names of these: Australia, Canada, China, Ethiopia, Georgia, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, Oman, United Kingdom, United States. And there are active discussions which we are having across a number of other countries, including the UAE, Taiwan, and Korea, and a number of the others. This number is increasing substantially. it's growing. It is a result of the excellence which you are providing as the ease of doing business and a great team and your leadership. Let me tell you where you're headed, Mr. Chief Minister, because this is where the numbers stand. Your GDP today is about $73 billion. If I do a global ranking of your GDP, you rank anywhere between 70 and 71. I think it's a little ahead or at balance with Oman and ahead of Venezuela, etc. But what's more interesting, Mr. Chief Minister, is that you've had one of the fastest growth rates of your GDP. In 2017-18, your GDP grew by 14.7%. It's one of the fastest we've experienced in the country. Now, if you continue growing at that rate, Mr. Chief Minister, your GDP in 2030 will be $256 billion. I'm not saying that you increase that, even if you work on that 14.7, which you have already done. $256 billion from 74 today. That means you will be adding about 170 to 180 billion dollars to the balance sheets and the bottom lines of all those who will partner with you in this growth. And if you just step on that accelerator, I showed you some of the other sectors which are opening up. It can go even much beyond. And let me put it in the final perspective, Mr. Chief Minister. 256 billion, just to let you know, a country which is 256 billion today is Finland. To see the quality of life of its people, the quality of life of its economy. That is where Punjab is headed. Let me congratulate you once again, sir, for the excellent team, for the excellent initiatives and the opportunities which you've created for investors across the globe, and for your leadership. We are depending upon you. As we are looking at a $10 trillion figure for India in 2030, Punjab has a very important role on that. And we look forward to your leadership. Thank you again, and please remember, Invest India remains your committed partner right through this journey. Thank you again. Namaskar.
Shri Deepak Bagla, it was such a pleasure listening to you. Shri Rajinder Gupta represents the true Punjabi entrepreneurial spirit, which has created the business empire of the Trident Group. Mr. Rajinder Gupta has been awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India. We're glad to have him with us on stage. So now let's invite the chairman of the Trident Group, Shri Rajinder Gupta, to participate in the Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2021.
Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Shri Charanjeet Singh Channi, young, vibrant, dynamic, entrepreneurial, great inspiration to you, sir. And we are all proud of you. Honorable Finance Minister, Punjab, Shri Singh Badal, kind-hearted, deep thinker, always a man of concern for the state of Punjab and for the nation. Honorable Minister for Industries and Commerce, Shri Gurkirat Singh Ji Kotli, young and carries a legacy to connect with people. Respectable Chief Secretary, Vinod Tiwari Ji, great source of inspiration and always a fair to all. Principal Secretary to CM, Shri Hussain Lal Ji, a great support to all of us. Respectable Principal Secretary, Industries and Commerce, Shri Tejveer Ji, always smiling, even in the tough times. That's my experience with him. My friends, colleagues, well-wishers, and Captain of Industries, I really feel privileged, humbled to be here to share my experience. First of all, if I am here from a very humble background, from a very humble family background, if I am here as an entrepreneur, sharing this dais with the joins and the captains of the world leaders, I think I only deserve to be here because the blessings and support and guidance of the state, the true, I must say, the support of the state, if I'm here, is exhibition of the state, how to promote an entrepreneur from a humble family to be with a part of the global business success story. I'm only there because of them. Today, Trident is about a 3 billion market cap with a 2 billion worth of the revenue and exports to almost 150 countries, and that too their own brands apart from in the private label. And we are blessed with 25,000 families working with Trident. And I always say capital needs working hands and working hand needs capital. So that's a true story which Punjab always represents. And Punjab, what we all said, is a place where large-heartedness, ever supporting government, and a leadership in Punjab is always an example we had heard from the other speakers. Sir, Punjab is best and highest in productivity per person, quickest resolution in the country on any kind of need what is needed, very highly accessible. I mean, we can reach out anyone, even in 4 hours. That's my experience the last many years. When you are nothing, when you are always a simple entrepreneur, to today one of the world's largest producer of home textiles and largest producer of agro-based industry. Zero dependency with the government. I've never seen anything pending with the government of my last 40 years experience with the state of Punjab. Excellent working environment. Personally, I may be biased, but I would still like to call Punjab is the best state to work as industry. And I also confess that individually, business is my occupation, but add value to life is my passion of a life where I can add value to people's life. There are opportunities unlimited, which we heard from my speakers. For me, I would like to say is a right time where agriculture and rural economy and industry and the most productive, hardworking and low-income environment can surely going to bring a very new revolution, and we can be a front runner in agro-based economy, sir. When we combine all these things, the state productivity brings a maximum ripple effect to the effect of rural and local economy. To me, I always try and has 3 mantras which we learned from the state leadership, and we did try to follow and given us a desired results. Industry which generates a maximum employment to the semi-skilled and especially for the rural women, which gives a maximum earning to the farmer. We are in a similar industry and add revenue to the industry and add the GDP of the state. I mean, when you had earnings and get the maximum share of that earnings, the state with a ripple effect, I think, who can really validate better than my Honorable Finance Minister and the Chief Secretary. And as a Punjabi, we all talk about the Punjabis. I'm one of those Punjabis, most of Punjabis are where their heart beats from the left and for the left. And they think, the mind thinks from the right and for the right. And the guts are in the center. They always hold the gut at the center. And that's a great Punjabian which we had acquired from our gurus, saints, and the great philosophers of life. Can I say with the pride, sir? Pride is into very different economy, not only when we say we return to investors, we say return to the society. Pride is always part of a social development. It may be in health, women empowerment, large-scale skill development, the Malwa region. We are proud to be part of a lot of initiatives of the state where we, apart from being in industry, sir. Well, I do acknowledge that try and move nationally and internationally in other part of the country. I must confess, and this is my feel for every Punjabi who has, we are really proud of Punjabis who has gone across country and across the world, but let me say, the bliss in working Punjab, the social capital, what we bring while working in Punjab, the amount of social capital, the amount of bliss. What we say, जंगल में मोर नाचा किसने देखा, जब पंजाब में आप काम करते हैं, we really help our own society, our own community. That's the biggest bliss what we draw, sir. And that's the way we would like to serve the state of Punjab. Sir, I'm very humbled to say that PSIDC was a catalyst to make Trident today when we borrowed or when they're part of the equity investment almost 2 crores and 5 crores. Today, that resources has gone to a much bigger platform, and I today would like to say that the seeds what the state government has done, or especially the PSIDC did at one time, today I would like very humbly like to announce that Trident is committed to invest more than 2,000 crore in next 18 months in the state of Punjab, which will not only create direct employment to more than 10,000 rural semi-skilled, especially to the women, and also indirect employment to 20,000 people, which have their own ripple effect. I know state has been awarded with a mega textile park. If state feels that we are capable, competent, and to our trust, we'd like to partner there, sir, with you on the mega textile park, and which is the Government of India initiative. Sir, thank you very much to the entire Punjab team, especially to Honorable Chief Minister and my Chief Secretary, who has holded my hand as a DC Sangrur in my beginning days. I sir, I'm not saying, but really, my humble and I'm very humble. Thank you very much for providing this platform, which I never deserved. I never thought that one day I'll be rubbing the shoulders and sharing the dais with the best of the state of Punjab leadership. And thank you once again. Jai Hind.
Yes, Mr. Gupta, we're so proud indeed of our Punjabiyat, and you articulated it so beautifully. Myanmar is the world's leading tractor and agri-machinery manufacturing company. They have collaborated with International Tractors Limited in Punjab, and they continue to expand their footprint in the state. So joining us now is Mr. Kazunori Ajiki, Managing Director, Myanmar India Private Limited. Let's now invite him to speak.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Minister and the all Punjab government official team. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very honored to share our experience about the journey with local partner Sonarika. Myanmar is a Japanese diesel engine manufacturer. We are extending our business to agriculture, construction, energy, and marine segment. We invested in Sonarika in 2005. Sonarika is the third largest tractor manufacturer in India. From the initial, we have considered Sonarika should be a global export hub. So we sent our engineers on a business trip basis and conduct many quality improvement activity for both their facility and suppliers. I also visited Punjab frequently. My first visit was 2009. At that time, it took 2.5 hours to 3 hours by car from Amritsar to Hoshapur. I remember just arriving at hotel in Jalandhar, I felt 50% of my job was finished because we are very tired with long drive. However, Now the road infrastructure from Amritsar Hoshapur was totally drastically improved. So we can reach Hoshapur within 1.5 hours. We also have another option now. In case using Adampur Airport, it takes 1 hour flight from Delhi and 10 minutes drive to Hoshapur, very easy to access. Through this visit and discussion with Sonarika, we have learned a lot. There were so many differences between manufacturing in Japan and India. Planning, designing process, quality allowance, sense of time. Our engineers had quarrel argument with their engineers. The meeting were always heated. It was very difficult to understand each other at the beginning of the collaboration. But after some time, we could understand finally each other. At the same time, global trends were changing. Manufacturing costs in China had been increasing, and many manufacturers are shifting its production base to other countries like Thailand, Vietnam. We also decided to shift our brand tractor production to India, and we brought a global project to Sonarika. We are sending our best engineer like design, production, quality control to Punjab as an expat. Again, we faced the difficulty because our engineer had the more proud, big pride. We are the best. We had to again repeat the same process of learning, understanding each other. Finally, our engineer understood we cannot design, we cannot produce enough quality product at reasonable cost without fully support from our partner. Now, we are exporting our brand tractor from India, from Punjab to Southeast Asian countries, US, Europe, Brazil, Turkey. We are increasing our global project here. In line with business increase, we have also increased number of our expats. Now, 15 expats are working, staying at guest house in Hoshapur. During the lockdown, we could see the resilience of Sonarika, including its suppliers. Immediately after the permission from the government, they resumed the production at the end of April 2020 and recovered to the normal production level within the 1 month. We are very appreciated strong manufacturing and supplier base in Punjab. At the end of my speech, we would like to thank you, our partners, Sonarika, Punjab government, and Japanese embassy for giving a full support to our expats, especially for the lockdown period. Thanks to the support, our expat could move back from Hoshapur to Delhi and Japan safely. Now they already come back to Hoshapur for their normal work. Even after coming back to Hoshapur, vaccination, sanitization, all necessary arrangements have been done for their working and living in Hoshapur in safe. Thank you again for the support. We hope we can be a good example of Ind and Japan collaboration. Thank you very much indeed. Dhanyawad.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kazunori Ajiti, for being with us today. Prakash P. Hinduja and his three brothers, Ashok, Gopichand, and Srichand Hinduja, supported by the third generation, have been guiding the diversified global growth of one of India's foremost privately owned groups with a global footprint across 38 countries, employing more than 1.5 lakh people. With us this morning is the chairman of the Hinduja Group of Companies, Europe, Shri Prakash P. Hinduja. Sir, it's now over to you.
Honorary Chief Minister, I hope you can hear my voice. Sound is going on. You can hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you very much. Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Charanjeet Singh Channi, Honorable Finance Minister Shri Manpreet Singh Badal ji, Honorary Minister of Industry and Commerce Shri Gurkirat Singh ji, Chief Minister Shri Anirudh Tiwari ji. It's my pleasure to be here with you at this virtual meet. I would like to congratulate you for organizing such a excellent event for the first time. I was there last 2 years ago when I got the opportunity to address this event of Investment Punjab. On that occasion, I was very happy to convey my best wishes from my brother Sri Chand, Gopi Chand, Ashok convey their best wishes to Chief Minister Shri Charanjeet Singh, his ministerial colleague, senior official, and the people of Punjab. I had addressed this event 2 years ago, and I had mentioned one of the most challenging points, which I hope you will recollect, your colleagues would recollect, that the problem which Punjab has in this point of environment, which the world is today very concerned about this, the pollution which we get from Punjab and in Delhi, which is a very big issue and a challenging issue. We hope that the ambassador of Japan and the Italian ambassador would able to help us in resolving this issue, because today we have a huge Punjab community in Italy. They have done a fantastic job in agriculture, and most of the Punjab's agriculture are doing a great job in Italy. And this environmental issue which we have for the pollution, Japan has the best technology. We hope that they can able to contribute in this matter. Now, I would like to mention on behalf of the group, the whole family would like to congratulate you to the new Chief Minister, since the opportunity to meet him in person, and compliment his team for organizing this summit. To me, what will drive Punjab to all around prosperity is people. Invest to them. They know how to go around the world and bring prosperity. The history of India and its future are deeply connected with Punjab. Historically, Punjab has been a significant contributor to the freedom struggle and post-independence in the last 75 years in the nation. Punjabis have played a stellar role in building independent and self-sufficient India. It is not just India. Punjabis have made many countries around the world their karma bhumi and have their unbeatable benchmark, but in its agriculture industry, in social service. The entrepreneurial, hard-working spirit of the people from Punjab is unparalleled. In this quality of the people here, that makes it state less than 3 crores in population, just 2% of India's population, makes it shine like a diamond. Punjab has proven time and again, demonstrated its ability to transform and reinvest itself effectively from the pains and partition. It became the great bowl of the country, assimilating the most scientific agriculture methods. Being a sensitive border state, it's have been successfully fought militancy in the past to create peace and economic prosperity. It has modernized itself industrial state without giving up its star position in agriculture. Towns like Jalandhar, Ludhiana have occupied a pole position of the industry towns, while Amritsar remains a reverse pilgrimage center of the people of many communities. You have a golden temple. I will request the new Chief Minister, now you should make Punjab as a golden city, especially Amritsar, which I would very much like that with your wisdom and the finance minister's vision, Amritsar can become a place of a pilgrimage in the world. And the people, the best tourism are coming today from all around the world. They visit like Taj Mahal, they also visit Golden Temple. I hope that this mission you will able to fulfill. COVID has been a serious challenge, socially, economically, hurting the people. Loss of health, loss of income, loss of employment, and many other ways people have been life devastated. We as a country have done well, coming together to fight the war on COVID compared to other countries. We have not won the war yet, but if we continue to be disciplined, we are sure we will win the war against the COVID soon. The victory is going to open new avenues, the growth of transformation, and the new digital world with about 75% of the adult population vaccinated and at least one dose. The state is well on its way achieving immunization target. The Hinduja group, started by my father over 100 years ago, has seen several challenges: the world wars, Spanish flu pandemic 1918, the oil crisis in 70s, Asian currency crisis, economic challenges of 2008. But after every crisis, we must not miss seeing a green shoots that emerge, the opportunities that arise. I'm very upbeat about the bounce back, and I certainly see Punjab leading the recovery. Most of our investments have strong Punjab elements to it. Our finance companies are touching the lives of all the common men and businesses alike. Hinduja Leyland Finance that reach the farmers, offering finance for buying tractors. Ashok Leyland trucks and buses that transport goods and move people every day. Gulf Oil in Punjab is seen as high growth and state. We have several thousand crores we have Punjab to the farmers, and we want agriculture should become the industry in India so that they can create a new world for the farmers. And I would hope that these problems which is going on of the farmers would be resolved very soon. I pray to Guru Nanak Ji, and you may also know that I can speak also Punjabi. Sanu bhi Punjabi aandi hai. And I'm born Sindhi, but I am Punjabi. And I would say, Vaheguru Ji da Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji di Fateh. And moreover, Your Excellency Chief Minister, I would request that during the time of this program, of this summit, all the important industrialists who have come over here, you should make a resolution that the growth of Punjab should be in the hands of all the NRIs. NRIs who are abroad should be given a special incentive to come to Punjab, and if all the facilities could be provided to them so that you become Punjab as an international state of India. This is my personal request. Through our group of companies, we have been substantial investments in Punjab. We shall continue to do so in the future. I have encouraged our CEOs to look Punjab as a preferred investment destination. Under the leadership of the new Chief Minister, Shri Charanjeet Singh, we are very hopeful to seeing Punjab soar high. I once again thank you for this opportunity to share my thoughts and to be in the part of Punjab's success story. I will also mention national anthem. Everybody knows the national anthem. It starts with Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha. So Punjab and Sindh are very close to each other. मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈਆਂ दूं, and I wish you happy Diwali in advance to all of you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Mr. Prakash Hinduja, it was a pleasure listening to you. ते थोड़ी पंजाबी सुन के मैं भी बड़ी खुश हूँ. Shri Sanjeev Mehta is Chairman and Managing Director, Hindustan Unilever Limited. Sanjeev has been with Unilever for 28 years, and for the last 19 years, he has led Unilever businesses in different parts of the world. After assuming responsibilities of heading Unilever's business in India and South Asia, the market capitalization of the company has increased from $7 billion to over $70 billion, making HUL one of the most valuable companies in the country. Shri Sanjeev Mehta.
Mr. Charanjeet Singh Channi, Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, Mr. Manpreet Singh Badal, Honorable Finance Minister, Mr. Gurkirat Singh Kotli, Honorable Industries and Commerce Minister, Mr. Anirudh Tiwari, Chief Secretary, Mr. Tejveer Singh, Principal Secretary, ladies and gentlemen, Sat Sri Akal, Namaste, and good afternoon. Punjab, the land made fertile by the 5 rivers, the land that has borne one of the earliest civilizations, the land known for its bravery and benevolence. Sir, my family hails from Punjab, and as a Punjabi, I'm proud to be part of this land. For my company, Hindustan Unilever, it houses not just our oldest manufacturing unit for the iconic Horlicks brand, but is also home to the thousands of farmers and milk farmers who work with us. It is therefore an absolute pleasure and an honor to be part of this forum today. Back in school, we are greenery of the country, and thanks to its leading role in the Green Revolution, this still holds true. And while staying true to its roots as a state with a robust agriculture-based economy, Punjab has expanded its horizons into other sectors like textiles, agro and food processing, farm and IT. That's not all. The state is also firing up the entrepreneurial spirit of the Gen Next with an innovation-based ecosystem for startups. Perhaps that's the reason why in the last few years, the state has seen thousands of crores of investments. I believe what is fueling this rise is the discipline and focus that the state of Punjab lays on investments and the resultant employment generation. The state is amongst the top destinations for FDI inflows in India, and the state government has undertaken a series of measures to make Punjab an attractive destination. It's a positive sign in the state that it has not faced any major strike in the past 3 decades. The state has also built a reliable ecosystem to process its farm output through the food parks in Fazilka, Kapurthala, and Ludhiana. As someone who believes in diversity and inclusion, it is extremely heartening to know that the state allows 24/7 shifts for all genders. After all, it is the land of Mai Bhago who led troops in a battlefield to defend Anandpur Sahib, the birthplace of Sada Kaur, Jind Kaur, and Bibi Sahib Kaur, women who left an indelible mark on the history with their valor. Let me now talk about our company HUL and its connection with the state of Punjab. Hindustan Unilever is the largest fast-moving consumer goods company in the country. We manufacture and supply essential day-to-day products, including in personal care, home care, packaged foods, hygiene products, floor cleaner, foods, water purifiers. Our reach is unparalleled. Our products reach 9 out of 10 Indian households on any given day. It's a matter of pride for me personally and for the entire company that HUL has a significant presence in Punjab. Allow me to share some facts with you, sir. We have 4 factories, 2 of them our own and 2 dedicated to us. Hundreds of suppliers, scores of depots, tens of distributors, and thousands of Shakti Ammas who take our products right into the Punjab hinterland. In all, we generate employment for over 12,000 people in our broader ecosystem in the state. I would like to spend a few minutes talking about the efforts that we do in enriching the state. Project Shakti is a one-of-its-kind inclusive growth model that is truly integrating business gains with societal good. It empowers underprivileged rural women by creating livelihood opportunities, increasing their family household income, and at the same time benefiting our brands. Today, we have a few thousand Shakti Ammas in the state of Punjab. Our foundation works in the space of water and water-dependent livelihoods, is committed to helping Punjab's farmers adopt innovative solutions to reduce water use in agriculture, particularly for paddy and wheat crops. We have partnered with Centers for International Project Trust to work with Punjab's robust farmer cooperatives. This program promotes digital soil moisture sensors in paddy wheat cultivation that help farmers with mobile-enabled advisory on when to start and stop the water in their fields. We've introduced financial tools for farmers to track their input costs and their returns, and piloted incentives to support large-scale adoption of responsible water use practices by farmers. We're excited about the potential that mobile-enabled irrigation advisory technology holds for the state. As of now, this project works with almost 80 cooperatives in about 200 villages, impacting the lives of thousands of farmers. This initiative has already created a water-saving potential of 27 billion liters. To put figure into perspective, it meets the drinking water needs of Punjab's entire population for one whole year. Prabhat is the Sustainable and Inclusive Community Development Initiative. Our team played a key role in Punjab during the outbreak of the long-term community development. It runs a program for dairy management called Project Move. Present in 32 villages, it is helping a few thousand farmers increase the milk yield and income with better dairy practices with the use of daily analytics. We also run a program on hygiene and nutrition advocacy that has reached over 100,000 people. Building on the importance of nutrition, health, and hygiene in the pandemic, we recently launched the Prabhat Poshan Sati program to help women, especially pregnant and lactating women, through the life cycle on nutrition. For us, Punjab has been the source of tomato, chicory, pear, etc., which are processed and used as ingredients for our ketchup, jams, coffee, and squashes. We have partnered with the local farmers and processors on various programs. Sustainability, developing new varieties, and introducing new fruits to the Punjab farms. Tomato paste has been sourced from Punjab since 2006. We help the farmers grow new varieties that have better attributes for processing and are easier to grow. We look forward to a bright and successful future for Hindustan Unilever and the state of Punjab. The growth of the state's economy means an enabling environment. We have invested close to 1,000 crores in the last 5 years, and we are looking at a planned additional investment of over 1,200 crores in the next 5 years. A lot of work has happened in the state in terms of ease of doing business, relating to the reforms, which include deemed approval for new industries, a robust self-certification program to bring down the red tape. We also welcome the introduction of the Invest Punjab portal, which will act as a one-stop shop for investment facilitation. We firmly believe that the Punjab has the potential to be the leader in reforms which other states can emulate. Now, I want to use this opportunity to share with you, sir, our views on a few key areas we feel the Punjab government can take a closer look to further improve the state's attractiveness for investment. First is, the pandemic has reminded us once again the urgent need for climate action. The need, therefore, to increase the use of renewable energy in industries has become critical. We believe that high tariffs might incentivize the use of renewable energy. High open access charges makes the landed cost of renewable energy at industrial premises exceed the regular electricity per unit cost. As a result, the commercial benefit of using renewable energy gets diminished. We request the government to rationalize the open access tariffs for renewable energy. Nearly 30% of Punjab's economic output is from agriculture. At present, land is not available for renewable energy projects like solar parks in the states. It might be worth considering, sir, installing solar plants on top of the water canal network across the state. We hope that the Punjab government would consider expanding the scope of the PDS shops to sell grocery items. Since the beginning of 2020, fair price shops in Punjab, which have been digitized through the EPOS terminals, have to operate under the government margins and have limited income. The Punjab Food and Civil Supply Ministry called out the intention in November 19 to help increase the income of fair price shops. We believe that the government-funded seed capital can help the PDS entrepreneurs realize better gains by entering the FMCG retail business. So to conclude, the events of the last year and a half have tested the world in many ways. They also tested the resilience of our business, our people, our operations, our financial strength. The challenges we faced made us a stronger business, better prepared for a fast-changing world. And this journey to success and growth comes when all the stakeholders unite and work together. Let me renew my commitment, our commitment to the state of Punjab. I'm absolutely certain, sir, that the bond between Hindustan Unilever has with the state of Punjab will only become stronger in the days to come. Thank you.
Mr. Sanjeev Mehta, pleasure to have you as an esteemed participant. Ladies and gentlemen, Sumita Daura is Additional Secretary, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. She joined the IIS in 1991. She has experience of more than 2 decades in public administration, both in India and abroad. It's now over to Sumita Daura.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab, sir, other esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. Thank you for this opportunity of connecting in this very important Progressive Punjab Investors Summit 2021. The Government of India is committed to reforms and other bold measures for creating a conducive business and investment environment in all sectors. The Government of India has adopted a multi-dimensional approach to take India to first become a 5 trillion economy in 4 to 5 years and then a 10 trillion economy by 2030, with a holistic roadmap to the future. And this is where all industry leaders are invited to participate, and they are a big part of this roadmap. Having rapidly bounced back from COVID slowdown, India is today emerging as amongst the world's fastest growing economies. India's GDP has shown the highest quarterly expansion of over 20% in the first quarter of financial year 22. India's exports have jumped 45% and more to US 33 billion plus in August this year, against the same figure against the exports in the same month last year. We have attracted record foreign direct investment inflows of 81.72 billion USD last year, and continuing this record run, USD 22.53 billion flowed in just first 3 months of this financial year, which is almost double compared to the same period last year. India has the 3rd largest startup ecosystem, which is driven by government reforms like simplification, facilitation, ease of doing business. And we have grown from around 4,000 startups in 2016 to over 55,000 registered startups today. And despite the lockdown, we had 1 unicorn a month which was recognized in the country. This, sir, is the result of government's unwavering focus on improving India's business environment. If we look at some of the recent initiatives in DPIT, there is an empowered group of secretaries which has been constituted to fast-track investments in the country, with the Cabinet Secretary, sir, himself as the chairperson of the empowered group. Project development cells have been set up in the various ministries to handhold investors and to fast-track investments to improve ease of doing business and spur sectoral and economic growth. Sir, as you are aware, more than 15,000 unnecessary compliances have been reduced in the